Morning. It stands freshly polished by Florida school children in front of the Daytona ballpark in which Jackie Robinson played his first minor league game 50 years ago today. It is a monument which commemorates a monumental moment in American history. The ballpark was already named for the Dodgers second baseman who broke the color barrier in Major League history. Today, millions of Americans vicariously celebrate the milestone. Bethune-Cookman College is marking the anniversary with a series of seminars to ensure that Robinson's struggle and the legacy which continues are not neglected. Robinson signed a contract to play for the Dodgers' Montreal farm team, the Royals, in October of 1945, leading to that historic moment 50 years ago today. He got a $3,500 signing bonus and $600 per month. He also would get an earful of the worst America had to offer as he and Branch Rickey dragged a segregated nation and its intransigent pastime towards social change.
He had to know that he would be called these names and his mother would be attacked and his ancestry, as I put it. He had to realize that he must be able to handle himself under those dire conditions.
It was a difficult pact to maintain. He had to suppress all of his natural reactions, his instinctual reactions, and he was not a man who had been accustomed to doing that.
As the ordeal began a half-century ago, there was no bon voyage party. This would be a brutal deliverance.
It was much tougher than I had anticipated. I thought we were just going to get on a plane and go to our destination. And instead, it was an introduction to the South, in that we were bumped from two planes and ended up taking a bus the last part of the journey.
The Dodgers' pre-spring training camp was their intended stop, but officials in Sanford, Florida told the Robinsons, pitcher John Wright, and two African-American journalists to keep going. Integration was not acceptable. The five went to the club's main camp in Daytona. The Dodgers worked out in a white neighborhood, the Royals in a black one. That level of relative tolerance led one historian to call the town an island of enlightenment in a sea of bigotry.
Well, they had a pretty good political base here, the black people with the power structure, and they worked it out before he came here. That's why they chose Daytona Beach for that specific reason. We played against the Dodgers on the island field here, and there were no incidents. And everything was pretty calm here in Daytona Beach during spring training.
Away from the island, turbulence. Montreal's first two exhibition road games were canceled. Back in Sanford, playing against the St. Paul Saints, the police chief walked onto the field and had Robinson and Wright removed from the dugout. The Royals took a hardline stance. Club president Hector Racine said, either Jackie Robinson and John Wright go with the team or there's no game. The Royals ended up canceling 9 road exhibitions. Robinson would not be intimidated.
We were always looking forward, we were always looking ahead. And I think that became a part of our resilience, and that is that we were always looking ahead. We always had goals that we had to meet.
All of the goals, social, symbolic, immediate, hinged on Robinson's success or failure on the field, literally winning acceptance. The defining moment may have come in Montreal's first exhibition on its road trip north.
He had 4 for 5. He stole a base, he made a pitcher balk, and then he hit a home run. And I happened to be the next batter in a rotation as he came around third base. Everybody's watching to see if I was going to shake his hands, which I did.
The photograph was printed nationwide, a beacon for baseball and America.
We had survived the initiation, if you will, with all of its forces. And once having survived that, then we were in place to begin a career.
50 years ago today, Jackie Robinson's minor league career began.